random variables. Now, what is a random variable? Random variable is a function from the sample space to the set of real numbers. Okay, we have seen examples. Suppose we are tossing a rolling a die. So what is the outcome? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are real numbers. But if we are tossing a coin, the outcomes are head or tail. Okay, so here the outcomes are not real numbers. So we want to define a function so that the sample space can be identified by real numbers. Okay, so what random variable will do? Random variable will take a point from the sample space and assign that point to a real number. Okay, a random variable. So what is a random variable? Is a function a random variable is a function from the sample space to a to the set of is a function from the sample space to the set of real numbers. Okay, so capital X, we denote the random variable as capital X. Capital X is a function from the sample space to the set of real numbers. That is, capital X will take a point from the sample space and assign that point to a real number. Okay, so what we'll do, X will take a point from the sample space and assign that point to a real number. Suppose this is the sample space and that's the set of real numbers, and small s is a point in the sample space. So what will capital X will do, it will take a point from the sample space and assign a real number xs. Okay, so this xs is a real number, so that is a random variable. Remember, random variable will take a point from the sample space and assign that point to a real number. Okay, for example, let example, suppose we are assuming consider the experiment consider the experiment of okay, tossing two coins simultaneously. tossing two coins simultaneously. So therefore the sample space is capital S is equal to, so what will be the sample space? If we toss two coins simultaneously, the sample space will be head head, head tail, tail head, tail tail. This will be the sample space. Now obviously here the sample space is not a real number. Sample space is not real numbers. Now let us try to define a function so that the sample space can be identified by real numbers. So let us define let us define a function capital X from the sample space to the real number as X head head. So if both are head, suppose we are as X head head is equal to 2, X head tail is equal to 1, X tail head is equal to 1, and X tail tail is equal to 0. So what capital X is doing? Capital X is taking a point from the sample space and assigning that point to a real number. Okay. So therefore here capital X is a random variable. Capital X is a random variable. So that's how to define a random variable. So then random variable is nothing but a function from the sample space to the set of real numbers. Although capital X is a function, we'll call capital X variable. Okay. But actually capital X is not a variable, it's a function. Now, the random variable may be continuous or may be discrete. So there are two types of random variable: continuous random variable and discrete random variable. So first we'll define discrete random variable. discrete random variable. So what is discrete random variable? If x is taking, if capital X takes a finite number of values, if capital X takes a finite number of values or countably infinite number of values, countably infinite number of values, then capital X is called a discrete random variable. Okay. If capital X is taking a finite number of values or countably infinite number of values, then capital X is called a discrete random variable. If capital X is a discrete random variable, countably infinite number, there are infinite number of values, but we can count that infinite number of quantities, that 1, 2, 3, we can count in that way. Okay. So if capital X is a discrete random variable, if capital X is a discrete random variable, the possible values of capital X, the possible values of capital X may be listed as possible values of capital X small x1, small x2, small xn, and dot dot dot. Okay. So that is capital X is taking the value small x1, capital X is taking the value small x2, capital X is taking the value small xn, and so on. Okay, that is the possible values of capital Xn. Capital X may be listed as x1, x2, dot 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 up to xn, and so on. Okay. Now here, see here, capital X is taking a finite number of values. What are the values capital X is taking? 0, 1, and 2. So here obviously capital X is a discrete random variable. Capital X is a discrete random variable. Okay. Now if capital X is a discrete random variable, we can define probability mass function or probability distribution function in the following manner. So probability mass function, or sometimes probability function, probability mass function. So what is probability mass function? Suppose capital X is a discrete random variable assuming the values x1, x2 up to xn and so on. Okay, let or suppose capital X is a discrete random variable. Capital X is a discrete random variable assuming the values x1, x2 dot xn and so on. To each outcome, we can assign probability in the following way. Each outcome we can assign assign probabilities P of xi or P of I. This is equal to probability x is equal to xi. To each outcome we can assign probabilities P of xi is equal to P of I. This is equal to probability x is equal to probability that capital X is taking the value xi. The probability is P of xi or P of I. P of xi or P of I is called a probability function or probability mass function is called a probability function or probability mass function if the following conditions are satisfied. If the following conditions are satisfied. The conditions are: number 1, P of xi must be greater than or equal to 0 for all I. For all values of I, P of xi must be greater than or equal to 0. P of xi is greater than or equal to 0 for all values of I. Number 2, summation of p of xi is equal to 1. I runs from 1 to infinity. Summation of I runs from 1 to infinity, p of xi must be is equal to 1. So these are the conditions. P of xi must be greater than or equal to 0, and for all that is for all values of I, is p of x1 must be greater than or equal to 0, p of x2 must be greater than or equal to 0, p of x3 must be greater than or equal to 0. And second condition is sum of all the probabilities must be is equal to 1. In that case, p of xi is called a probability mass function or simply the probability function. Okay, probability mass function or probability function. So for example, let us write from a box containing three white and 4 black balls. From a box containing 3 white and 4 black balls, from a box containing 3 white and 4 black balls, 2 balls are drawn at random. Okay, from a box containing 3 white and 4 black balls, 2 balls are drawn at random. Okay, 2 balls are drawn at random. Let us define let capital X be the random variable, let capital X be the random variable denoting the number of white balls drawn. Okay, let capital X be the random variable denoting the number of white balls drawn. Okay, so what we need to find? We need to find the probability distribution. Find the probability distribution of the random variable capital X. find the probability distribution of the random variable capital X. Okay. So see this, from a box containing 3 white and 4 black balls, 2 balls are drawn at random, and how we have defined capital X. Capital X is the random variable denoting the number of white balls drawn. We need to find the probability distribution of the random variable capital X. Probability distribution of the random variable capital X. That's we need to find. Okay. So here first let me tell you what are the possible values of capital X solution. So the possible values of capital X are, now 2 balls are drawn at random. Okay. Now, and what is X? X is the number of white balls. Suppose we have drawn 2 balls at random. Both the balls are black. If both the balls are black, number of white balls will be 0. So the possible values of X are 0, 1, 2. 0 white ball, there is no white ball is there, 1 white ball is there, or 2 white ball is there. Okay. So these are the possible values of X, that is x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 1, x3 is equal to 2. Possible values of X are 0, 1, 2. Let us try to write the probability distribution now. So probability X is equal to 0. Probability X is equal to 0. How to find probability X equal to 0? Now, total how many balls are there in the box? 3 white and 4 black balls. That is 7 balls are there. Okay, so the total number of ball is 7. Okay, and from that 7 balls we are selecting 2 balls at random. So the total number of way to select 2 balls from the 7 balls is 7C2. Now, how we are selecting the balls? X equal to 0, that is there is no white ball. Okay, so how many white balls are there? 3 white balls are there. So we are not selecting any ball from this. 2 balls are selected from this. So what we'll get? We are selecting nothing from the white balls into 4C2. So 7C2, so that will be 4C2 by 7C2. So 4C2 by 7C2. Now 4C2 can be written as, remember, NCR can be written as factorial N, factorial R, factorial N minus R. Okay. C2, so factorial 4, factorial 2, factorial 2. N is equal to 4, N is equal to 4, and R is equal to 2. That will be, and 7C2, how will, and 3C0, that will be 1. Okay. So factorial 7, factorial 2, factorial 5. So that would give you this factorial 2 is getting cancelled. So factorial 4 factorial 4 is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into factorial 5 I'm writing that factorial 5 and factorial 2 is 2 into 1 into now this factorial 7 can be written as 7 into 6 into factorial 5. So this will get cancelled. So ultimately we'll end up with I think 2 by 7. So this is probability x is equal to 0. Let us calculate probability x is equal to 1. Probability x is equal to 1. Probability x is equal to 1. What we'll get here? Now probability x is equal to 1. Okay, first total number of point option is 7C2. Now we are selecting the balls in such a way that one white ball is there. So obviously if one white ball is there, the remaining ball must be black. Okay. So 3 white balls are there. We are selecting one white ball from that. So the total number of way is 3C1 into obviously the other ball must be black. So 3C1 is 3 into 4 and that 7C2 is actually, let me calculate 7C2. 7C2 is factorial 7, factorial 2, factorial 5. So it is 7 into 6 divided by 2, 21. Okay, so it's 21. It's coming 4 by 7. Okay, 4 by 7. Let us calculate probability x is equal to 2. Probability x is equal to 2. Probability x is equal to 2 means now probability x is equal to both the balls are white. Okay, so 3 white balls are there. We are selecting 2 white balls from there. So we have selected already 2 white balls. So there will be no black ball. 4C is 0. Okay, so that is 21. 3C2 is 3. That is 1 by 7. Okay, now see here. So what you are getting here, let me write in tabular form. So let me write the result in tabular form. This is the values are 0, 1, 2. X is equal to I, and here I am writing P of I. P of I means probability x is equal to I. Probability x is equal to probability x equal to I is P of I. I am writing in this way. P of I or P suffix I you can write also, no problem. Different kind of notation may be used. So x equal to I, that is x is equal to 0, P of x equal to 0, that we have calculated 3 by 7, sorry 2 by 7. 2 by 7, 4 by 7, 1 by 7. Now see, sum of all each probability here, P of I or P of xi, anything greater than or equal to 0, and summation of P of I means sum of all these probabilities, 2 by 7 plus 4 by 7 plus 1 by 7, it's coming to be 1. So that's a valid probability distribution. Okay. So that's how to write the probability distribution of a random variable. Please go through this example. If any difficulty is there, you can ask.
So can you explain the zero part again, the first one?
First one? Okay. Yeah. Now see here, probability x equal to 0. How we have defined x? X is the number of white balls, right? So x equal to 0 means there is no white ball. That is 3 white balls are there. So we are not selecting any ball from this. So all the balls will be selected from this 4 balls. Okay. So that's what we are doing. 3C0, that is we are not selecting anything from these 3 white balls. Together with that, what we are doing? We are selecting 2 balls from that 4 white balls. Okay, so 3C0 into 4C2 divided by total number of way is 7C2. Okay, and this value already have calculated 4C2. Okay, so 4C2, 3C2 we have calculated, that is 21 is coming, and 4C2 is factorial 4, factorial 2, factorial 2. So that is 4 into 3 into 1 divided by factorial 2 is 2 into 2. So this 4 is getting cancelled, we are getting 3. So 3 by we are getting 3 by 21. Just a minute, let me check once again. Let me check. Just a minute, let me check once again. 7. 7C2 and 4C2. 4C2 is 7C2. 7C2 is coming factorial 7, factorial 5, factorial 2. So 7 into 6, factorial 5 will get cancelled, 2. So that's coming 21. And 4C2. 4 into 3, okay, I missed that 2. 4 into 3 into 2, factorial 4. 6, yeah. 6, yeah. So 6 by 21, okay, 6 by 21. So that is 6 by 21, that is 2 by 7. Okay, that's what we are getting, 2 by 7. Okay, so that is how to write the probability distribution. Please tell me what is your confusion, where you are getting confused. Tell me so that I can repeat. Probability x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 means there is no white ball. Okay, there is no white ball means all the balls are black balls. So 3 white balls are there. We are not select anything from this. All the balls are selected from that black balls. So 4C2 divided by 7C2. And that's a valid probability distribution, since what you are getting, each probability is greater than or equal to 0, and sum of all the probability is equal to 1. Okay, so that is how to write discrete distribution. Okay, next class we'll try to solve some more problems.